Hi, guys. Welcome to another Friday afternoon where I sit and I just ramble. Yeah? So, this week again, welcome to my random rambles. Now, if you're new here, welcome. And if you're not so new, welcome back. Now, just to give you context as to what random rambles are, my random rambles are my weekly kind of non-serious conversations or non-serious topics, or sometimes they're serious, but I just make fun of it. Yeah. There are things that I just have a one topic or one idea about, and I ramble about it. No thought, no real thought hasn't gone into it. And when I say what I say now, in the moment of how I feel about it, having you know raised it, I may have to dial back and take it back at some point in time. But of course, they are supposed to be fun. They're supposed to help you get through your weekend with some amount of, laughter and frolic. So let's kick it off. I am Shelly, for those of you who don't know me by now. And as I say, for those of you who are new, welcome. Nice to have you. For those who are not so new, thank you for sticking and staying. We're off script now, guys. So let's just jump right into it. So, my random rambles, I usually go around to my friend circle and I usually say to them, hey, give me some things that you don't want me to talk about, random, just dash out and just, anything that come on my mind, me just go talk about it. And of course, I have, per usual, my five little, pointers that I want to just drop into your spirit and into your souls. So the first one I want to talk about, and it's always a mixture, guys. Sometimes a mixture of relationship, random rambles, work. So it's personal and professional all wrapped up in one. But as I said, there's no real thought that I put into it. And I just raise it, say it, leave it, and maybe I have to take it back. Yeah. So love versus convenience. That's the first one. So this one was given to me by a very good friend of mine, Kedin. Thank you, Kedin. I don't know if I can do this one justice for you, but I'm gonna try. So Kedin and I were talking, and she mentioned to me that sometimes she's confused and she wanted to know how I would deal or address situations where you know I'm not quite sure if what I mean is a true situation of love versus somebody just using the moment or using the period, using the time as just mere convenience. It's what's available now. you know it offers them some amount of you know space to play around, but not serious, and it just may just throw you off your walkers. So hear me now. If you are in something and whatever it is, you feel a sense of duty. It is duty bound. There is a almost a feeling of an obligation, you know, to do something. It is in more cases than not, for me, in more cases than not, it's leaning more towards love because the person feels obligated, they feel duty bound to do things for you or to assist you or to just be there. There's a level of obligation that goes along with it. And because there's such a task driven aspect to it, you know, it is leaning more towards love for me. Now remember, guys, and there's no thought being put into this, yeah? So once obligation goes out the door, once a task goes out the door, once there is no real priority being put into what it is, and it is just almost like it's by the women fancy, by the seat of your pants kind of a fly by night kind of a thing. I'm gonna tell you that that looks like a convenient relationship to me, and it's devoid of love. So I'll give you examples because random rambles work best with examples. So when Kedin and I were talking, she says to me, um, in most cases, she don't really get her partner to obligate to anything that is concerning her life. And she mentioned about stuff like, helping her with her bills, helping her, just with everyday expenses. Not the major, because of course, we're independent women, but still, you know. And she was saying that in a lot of these instances, she don't get the support, almost in an obligatory kind of a task bound kind of a manner, like me dedicated to this and me dedicated to this person, so I'm gonna do this and this and this, right? And she says in instances where it is not reflecting almost like that, it comes across like the person is just, if it convenient, if they find themselves with $1.50 and it extra, that's when she gets it. If they find themselves with an extra surplus, in terms of anything, not necessarily something that's financial, but her other half has to find himself with some surplus in order for her to get anything, meaning non-financial as well. So it don't necessarily mean financing. So for example, if it is that she wants some time, he can't just sacrificially give her the time that she needs. He has to find some surplus in his day or some surplus in his month to say, okay, I'm going to give you this time because me check everything else and me have the little time here to give to you. No, that is a difference that I wanted for her to register when it comes to making that distinction between what is love versus what is convenience. And I said to her, look to me, listen to me, girl. If somebody can, if somebody has to carve out and it is not in any way sacrificial for them to do so, then chances are it's a matter of convenience. It's what works for them. As I say, I may be wrong, but my feeling of it is, if I can't just get you to feel obligated to this moment or obligated to this task or obligated to this time, meaning it's mine, it's ours, it's not to be shared with anybody else. And if there is a scenario where I have to compete, where there are competing interests, chances are some amount of convenience is operating there. You're not necessarily top priority. Random ramble number one. If it feels like you're not priority and everything feels like is at somebody's mercy, chances are that's a relationship of convenience and not one of love. Yeah. Let's talk about weak leadership. No, we're living in an era where we talk about independent women and women that just, you know, want to show the world that them great and them can do everything for themselves and all of that. I'm not particular subscribe to that kind of a life, but if I have to, I have to. Yeah. But I'm telling a girl in our soft girl era, and me want to be kept. Yeah. Albeit I've never been in a situation where that happens, but it's a dream of mine. Yeah. Want to be kept. One of the Dallas and Falcon Crest kind of ladies. But that never happened to me. Never get that blessing. Some of the stuff just come out on the independent woman, strong arm, whole business. I went there kicking and screaming. This independent woman thing, me go there kicking and screaming with it, cause yeah. So my thing is, if somebody wants to lead you, especially if you're independent minded and you're forced into independence or forced into being an independent woman because for some reason or men's in our lives just don't turn up the way that they should, and you're forced to be independent, you need to understand what comes with that level of independence. Gentlemen, you need to understand what comes with that level of independence. Sometimes it's not even deliberate and it just happen because we are forced to be living the hard life. Yeah, we don't automatically understand and appreciate what it is to be feminine. And I talk about this all the time. For me, my default mode is to be soft, is to be feminine, is to just be, daffodils, fairy tales, and kisses. But because of how life has been, and because of how new age men have been, and I'm not doing any form of man bashing, but I'm just talk about my own experience, yeah? Things what I mean in my little life, past, things. I have had to come out very strong. And in many cases, people have said, or, you know, relationships that I've been in, I've been told that me too manly and me just, yeah. Now, for me, I have often had an issue with that because, as I said, my default mode is to be feminine and to be soft. I want to live in a soft girl era, but I'm not allowed to because of what is happening with our men's. So, for me, I'm not hard to lead, but I have to be led by a leader. So, coming to me and just want to lead me because you're a man and you're a man, hear me roar, that not gonna work. That not gonna work. You have to come to me and show me that you're deserving of my following you. Because me not gonna follow back at anybody. So at this the stronger spirit I gonna come out because me not gonna just a walk back on a weak leader. So somebody have to come out strong and make me just drop the gauntlet and just drop the sword, drop the knife and drop the Uzi and just follow back at you. So if I don't follow and lean into you like that, you probably need to start to evaluate, what's happening here. What kind of leader am I? What kind of a person am I? Because as I say, me, as for me and my household, I will follow back anybody who lead well. And for those of you who know, you know. Me just want somebody lead me properly, and me a follow. Guys, I don't know my random, I always get called and it not do no cuts, right? Yeah, give me about 15 minutes here. My son come. Cool. Random ramble. Yeah, so that's that for that. Yeah, as I say, I may have to take it back when I put some thought into it. But for right now, at my absolute core, being my honest, authentic self and my random ramble, me can't follow back a weak leader, whether it professionally or personally. You see, once you not lead me and you not lead me proper, me I go stand still in my position. Me I go stand right in any position where you left me now, at this me I go stay. Random ramble number two. No, this one is important because this one I was actually talking to TK. Of course, I introduced you to TK recently. Yeah, I was talking to TK and I said to her, "How you deal with disclosure thing? Like, cause the truth be told, in my life, right? Me don't know how me unfortunate, so people always a leave me. Maybe I the stronger spirit that me have, but people just always a leave me. So for 2026, for 2026, me gonna try something different, Me gonna make, wanna stop leave me. Men's, wanna stop leave me. Me's a good girl, Me's a good girl. Wanna stop leave me. Wanna go on so bad and I make it look like semi-leavable. Me not leavable people. Anyway, the topic and conversation came across by everyday rambles to say, is closure important? When somebody decides that you are no longer serving them and they want to walk out of your life and they want to leave you and just be done, poof up and gone. Do you need closure? Do you need to understand why they have decided to leave, or you just need to just accept the end and just say bye, agree with it and move on? I'm gonna tell you that closure is important if you still look at it and see that something can be revived, something can be, you know, regenerated in the experience. But if you are looking at it and yes, you said there's no way of reconciling this, whatever is happening, it has broken down so irretrievably that closure or not closure, you just have to answer yourself with the storytelling and the whole heap of things that you did want to do. So for me, I can tell if the thing is broken down irretrievably, meaning nothing now go save you, not even divine intervention. No matter with no closure. Just make somebody go about their business. You go about your business and you pray so you find one another compatible partners elsewhere. Because closure not work if you know just a close, if you just closing sake. If you just know say this me did do and that me did do. Closure is important only if there is a possibility of in my view, a possibility of regenerating the relationship. So that if I tell you I am leaving you because you are too manly. So in my instance, like, one of my past people them say, boy, you just look a bit and too masculine, me can't deal with you, you're too look a bit and yeah, you just listen, follow people and you just want to do your own thing, you don't want nobody talk to you, and that's why I leave you. You see, if I needed closure there, then I would say, let's have a conversation. Let us see if I can let you understand that I am little bit and do my own thing because maybe you weren't leading me the right way. Now that is the purpose of closure for me, to help me iron out the kinks. But if me not say nothing now, if me say now go possible for even rekindle nothing, what about your business? Random ramble number 3. Random ramble number 4. So one of the things I've often asked myself is, do I need to tell you what I need in a relationship? Be it a man or a woman, does any of us, female to male or male to female, do we need to tell you what we need from a relationship? Like, do I need to tell you that, hey, the light bill won't pay, or do you need to tell me that you need intimacy? I don't understand. What part of a relationship come about when I need to tell you what my needs are? So you don't know me long enough to know, say, me broke, me hungry, me tired. Me don't know you long enough to know, say, you need something, you want affection, you want intimacy. Me don't know you enough to know that. If me have to tell you what is needed in any relationship, we need to have a sit down. Yeah, we need to have a sit down because it means say we don't dep on the same page. We may never have been on the same page, and we may need to buy 2 new books. As some may see it. I should not, you should not need to tell me what you need in a relationship. Yeah? And finally, chemistry versus compatibility. Let us talk about it. Now, I wanted to know, what is the difference between having chemistry and compatibility? I'm going to run this really quick because your sister may get a call. So chemistry is when somebody has an immediate attraction to you. There's a feeling of intensity and excitement that drives what is happening. It's driven by complete emotion and energy. It creates anxiety and uncertainty. Butterflies, you base things on how familiar it feels and it triggers emotions and all of those things. It is very immediate and very together. Compatibility, however, it grows over time. It's a calm and more stable thing. The emotions are not so strong. It's driven by values and things that are aligned. And it creates some emotional safety, consistency, steadiness, peace, and mutual understanding. Yeah? So again, don't mistake you having chemistry with somebody that you're going to be compatible. I've been in several situations where the chemistry was awesome. It turned up, it turned over. But as time goes by, you find out that you may not have been compatible. Your value systems may not have been the same. The things that you thought were important to you have shifted or pivoted. But best believe you need both in any relationship. Yeah? So we're not divorcing one over the other. But let me tell you, you can't pick one for the other. So my view is that chemistry is important in the beginning, but at some point in time, as the relationship expands and grows, you need to have compatibility. And once you see that it's just also chemistry drive the thing, and compatibility scale is getting less and less, you may be in some trouble. So, random ramble number 5 for this week. That was it, chemistry versus compatibility. Think about it, guys. I know this week was very short and spicy, but as I said, I get a little call and I got a dash. Yeah? So take care until I see you again. You're going to see me a little bit because I have another thing to do. But for now, chemistry versus compatibility. Needs in a relationship, you shouldn't need to say it. Yeah? Closure, is it important? It's only important if you need to re-energize something, get something back started, reignite some flames. Leadership, guys. Professional or personal, you need a leader, a strong leader. And somebody can't just come and say, follow back at me and follow back at them. It no work so. It no work so. A person has to display the qualities of a leader in order for you to follow. You only follow when there is strong leaders. Yeah? And lastly, love versus convenience. If it feel like somebody will make something possible because them create a space in them world, a space created, or one slot becomes available, not space, that's a difference. Space is different. When a slot becomes available, that's convenience. When somebody creates a space for you, that's love. Thank you always, my beautiful, beautiful subscribers. Until I see you next, take care. This was our week for Random Ramble.